This is the Trikke Patroller 2-wheel drive, or it has 2 motors on the back. We're gonna show how to adjust the brake caliper. Okay, we'll use a table, so take the trike off the ground. If you want to make it even lighter, remove the battery so you can pick it up, put it on the table. So the wheels are off the ground. I will squeeze the brake here and release the parking brake so the wheels are free to spin. If you look inside here, the brake rotor, it will go through like a slot, and that slot has 2 brake pads that pushes the caliper, the caliper pushes the brake pads against the rotor. Okay, so you spin and see if the rotor is wobbly. If the rotor is wobbly, you can see where, and you can do some adjustments by bending the disc in the direction you need to free it up, or pulling it out. So do a few spins and you will have a basically fairly straight disc. So first we have to check for everything to work, how to adjust. Let's check if these bolts are tight. They should be tight. You see, it's a little loose. Okay, so the 2 bolts are here on the top of the caliper, the 2 bolts that connect the adapter to the frame, the wheel axle one side, the wheel axle the other side. So if everything is tight, and also our brake cable here is all using a 5mm Allen wrench. So we have 2 brake pads, one inside, one outside. What we want is to move. You can use your fingers here. There's a knob, plastic knob here, that if you turn it clockwise, looking from the back, it will advance against the rotor. You see now the rotor is touching the pad, but where I feel it's touching, I will mark that part, pull back, and you see now it's free, so you can further straighten the disc. So once the back pad is close to the disc, almost rubbing the disc, that's okay, it will be there. This is a stationary pad. Now we will adjust the outside pad, that is the movable pad that when you pull the cable it will go against. So there are 2 ways for you to move that pad closer to the rotor. By stretching the cable here, you see, as we move this stopper here, and there's a counter nut here just to keep in place, you're advancing the lever and getting the pad closer to the rotor. Now we have a small travel. You can see if I lose this, it's moving back, so I have more travel, so more travel on the brake lever as well on the handlebar. Okay, so you adjust until you feel that you have a good braking. The brake should be on halfway the travel of the brake lever. You see, halfway it should grab, so this way also the parking brake will act easier. So you will be adjusting this. But let's say that the pads are already worn out, and you will have probably to retract this all the way, and then you can stretch this brake cable a little bit more by losing this holder here, moving the lever a little bit on the cable, stretch the cable, pulling it, and tightening, retightening, and testing if you have enough travel. This is a very small travel and I don't have adjustment here, so it's not good for just for showing. Okay, I'll bring back here the position I want. Tight a little bit. Yeah, have a good travel. And I will lock. Okay, now if I need to adjust, fine adjustment. So as you go, you will have to make these fine adjustments here on the outside pad, and from time to time you will have to make adjustment on this rear or the back pad here that you can see I'm moving with my fingers. So I will spin, I'll move them until it starts rubbing against the rotor. Yeah, starts rubbing, I will back it off. If for any reason you cannot move the back here, you can just pull the brake caliper from the frame. See, only these 2 bolts. And then you can kind of work on the back of the, with the 5mm wrench here, you can move this. This is what I was doing. You see the pad moving in and out. So the right thing is to keep this like a little bit advanced, like 1mm advanced, and then we'll re-engage here and reattach the caliper.